So welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to be cleaning up the battery corrosion on this beautiful Sony Minidisc player MZ-N710. I took delivery of this and did the unboxing in a video a couple of videos ago, and I'll put a link in the description to that. But it's in excellent condition. It just needs a little bit of a polish up, which I'll do later. But it's got a little bit of battery corrosion on the battery terminal for the gumstick battery, and therefore does not work. So let's show you that. So there's no life at all from that, but if we plug it into a mains charger, 3 volts, then it does work. So this is classic that they've left the gumstick battery in there, and when you leave a battery in a device like this where you've got soft touch controls, it uses a little bit of battery power to monitor whether the buttons are working. And in any case, most batteries, nickel metal hydride or rechargeable batteries, do lose a small bit of charge each year. And what happens is the battery gets down below a critical point where it probably won't charge anymore. Sometimes they swell up, but then they leak. They leak the there's a word for it, electrolyte, from the positive terminal there, and that's what's happened to this one. And then that's corrosive, and that gets on your contacts and stops the contacts from working, and therefore stops the disc from getting a charge from the battery. So here's my other N70. Oh, it does. I've never seen them with this plastic sleeve on it. I've never noticed that plastic sleeve. Most of this type of battery terminal that I've cleaned up has not had the plastic sleeve on it. I wonder what the plastic sleeve is for. It doesn't matter, because what we're going to do, actually what I'm going to do, where's that battery gone? So this is a genuine original one that came with the player, and it has been run down to the point that it's leaked. So I'm going to use this fibre tip pen, fiberglass tip, those are fibres, they're quite rough, just to clean off this corrosion here. Unfortunately that's not enough. I'm going to have to use this, because not only do we want to get the corrosion off, which I can use vinegar for, but I'm not. I think I will just in a second. No, I'm not going to use vinegar on the battery, because in order for this corrosion, this leak to get out, there must be a break in the seal, and if I put vinegar on it, that vinegar could work its way into the battery itself. So I'm going to do my best to clean this up. Unfortunately, these pens also drop their fibres everywhere, so you've got to be careful you don't scratch up something that you're cleaning with the cloth that's got the fibres on. So yeah, you can see that's cleaning up quite nicely now. I'm going to try and get the rest off. Yeah, I don't think that's going to come off. I think that's eaten into the surface of the battery, of the terminal rather, but it's pretty good. So I'm going to pop that into my player here, and then pop it back on the charger and see if it's going to charge. I've got to plug the charger in because I was using the power earlier on. There you go, so it's recognised it's got a battery in it, and now it's charging. So that battery's probably still got some life left in it. I mean, it would be probably, these are about 1997, so they're probably 25 years old now. So let me get myself sorted out with a fresh cloth, and then we'll get to cleaning up the terminal. The reason I'm using a cloth is, although this is a wooden desk, I don't want to cause any damage to this because it's in near mint condition. I think they left the battery in it and came back to it and it just didn't work and they set it aside. So there's a disc in there, so I've got 3 discs with it. Nice sharp MDR80. Now that's almost exactly the same as Maxell discs. Different printing obviously, but same layout of ridges. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Do I zoom in? Yeah. Okay, I've done this a few times, but I can't remember what the clip is. I think it might be that one there. So I'm just going to angle that clip up and see if this plastic bit will come off. So actually I think it might be this part here. Have I got anything that's super small to get in there? So I think I need to lever this part up to slide that off. This is the point I might have to refer to my own video. Ah, there we go, yes it is. So it is that centre part. I've had to lever it up. I'm now going to push it back down again. Actually, I'll do that afterwards. Because there's little bits of corrosion on there as well, which I want to clean off. So we'll do that in a minute. And you can see on the back of this now, there's corrosion. Now, the difficult part is, all that corrosion is under the plastic part. So I'm going to try and scrape that away to start with. I don't want it going down inside the machine either. Okay, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. Yeah, there we go. That's as good as any way of doing it. I think I've got just the thing for this. Now, I've never done this before, but this is a dental floss harp. So I think I'm going to floss out the corrosion from between the nylon or plastic part there and the metal part. Let's have a look. Okay, so I've got rid of the worst of it. I can use my electronics cleaner to get the surface. I want all the surface material off, all the surface corrosion. It's actually, the green stuff is corrosion and electrolyte from the battery. Now I'm going to grab my vinegar and a clean cotton bud. So you want white vinegar, white distilled vinegar, not the brown stuff that's got lots of barley in it. And I'm going to put that, it's got a little hole at the end. I'm going to give it a good dousing. Strong smell. I think I'm going to need a bit more than that, so let's squirt a bit in the lid. You'll need quite a bit of this vinegar. Soak it up in there and then put quite a bit. We need a lot in there. And also on the hinge. It's not ideal using vinegar because, well, some people use lemon juice, which I don't think I like that idea. Yes, it is an acid, so it'll eat away at the alkaline, but it also has a lot of other sticky substances in it which you can't get off. So you have to use even more IPA to clean it off afterwards. So I'm not a fan of using fruit juice for this, although it will do the job in a pinch. And that works quite well, doesn't it? So let's put that on there. Now I don't know the function of this plastic piece of plastic on here. You can see it's coming off on there, but it's not. I think the floss harp is better than that. The actual floss part. So vinegar, distilled vinegar, is just pure distillate. Is that the right word? So there's just the solution, which is the thing that is eating away at the alkaline corrosion. This particular one has a trace amount of barley in it as well to add flavour. So I've got a fresh one I've been working with. I've got to be careful not to get it underneath that piece of metal there. Instead, you want to get it down this part here. Very hard to do on camera. Always floss up and down. Not necessary on a mini disc player. Floss anyhow, any way you need to floss to get the job done. Right. It's still blue. Can I get right inside there again? The problem is that blue part is actually on the hinge. And the hinge is what takes the power from this part through into the disc itself. That's a bit dirty there as well. So, right, I think we've done as much as we possibly can now. Now I would rather not get my IPA on this, but I need to give this a good dousing in IPA to clean off the vinegar. I think I'm going to do it from this angle here. I'm having second thoughts on that. I'm going to use a cotton bud so I don't get as much of a spill. But I need a container to put my APA in, so back in a second. What am I thinking? I don't need a container for my IPA, I just need the lid. So I've got loads of IPA. And a fresh cotton bud. You know, I'm going to spray it. Oh, that's good. Let's just wipe it off. Oh, I've run out of tissues. Just wipe it off the plastic. Okay, so the purpose of this IPA is to get as much of the vinegar off as possible. And I'm probably going to have to do this off camera because I need to, I'll do it on camera, but you won't be able to really see what's going on. So I'm spraying the IPA onto it, but in a downwards, so it's not getting on the player itself, if I can do that. No, I can't really do that, but we'll do it anyway. So I'm trying to give it a good dousing. because I've just reached for another cloth. So as you've got another cloth, I want to get this off the plastic of the player, because I don't know what effect it'll have long term. So what I'm trying to do is clean off or rinse off as much of the vinegar as I can, because clearly vinegar is the opposite of the alkaline that corrodes it. Vinegar can probably corrode it as well. So I'm using lots of IPA to dilute the vinegar basically, and wipe as much of it as possible, and then the remainder of the IPA will then evaporate. I'm still a bit concerned about the blue colour of this plastic thing, but it's deep down inside there and I can't really do a lot about it. Never thought we were using a floss harp for this sort of thing before. All right. There's my cotton bud that's fairly clean. There it is. Well, let's go over that. And I'll give it a blow. Just blowing on it really to aid the evaporation. So this battery now, the original battery, has been on charge for a little while. Let's zoom out. So I'm just going to hold that shut. And there we've got power. Still no guarantee though that when I put it all back together it's going to work. So the battery's good. We've repaired the battery, so that's good for another day. Put that back on charge. And I'll test that in my player that I know is working long term. So what we've got to do now is try and push this. There must be a reason for this black plastic, for this plastic part here. You don't get it in most players. So let's see what it does on the battery itself. Ah, look at that. So it's... Ah, I see. So that plastic part there pushes down on the battery itself. That's clever. And then we need to make sure that as it closes, the positive terminal is still going to make contact, because that is bent up now more than it used to be. But there is a little spring there, so... Oh, hang on a second. Are we zoomed in? Let's zoom in. Okay, so we've got the plastic, the white plastic part, then the spring there, tiny little bit there, which I'm going to give just a little clean up with the electronics clean pen thing. Trying to figure out how this works. So you can see it there. We've got the white plastic bit. We've got what looks like a little spike. The white plastic bit comes into contact with the battery, and then the spike, I think, pushes down on the battery contact. So maybe it's not this part that pushes on the battery contact. Maybe it's that spike. So let's put this... Oh, we haven't cleaned this up yet. It's going to be quite easy though. So we're just going to get a bit of vinegar on a toothbrush. Probably too much. give it a scrape away. I'm just going to leave it for a few seconds for that vinegar to neutralise any alkaline that's on there. Sorry if you missed that. So all I was doing was just with the vinegar on the toothbrush, he's just doing that. So it's a bit wet now, and I'll leave it that for a minute or two while I go and get another box of tissues. Okay, that should be long enough. Let's get my IPA, give it a good douse. And which toothbrush? That's the one with the vinegar on it. That's the one without the vinegar. Okay, so this slides on, and this little centre part here, let me point with the screwdriver, that, can't really see it, that one part there, sort of that part there, is the part that clips into the plastic part of the back. So I'm just going to bend that out with, because I bent it flush to get it out. Now I want to bend it out a little bit. There we go. Can you see that? So that is the bit that is going to keep this plastic part back on. And that just slides on. There's a couple of little gullies in that. So it's tricky to get these back on. There we go. That clips into place. That's not going anywhere. And now we should have, there we go. No disc. Give it a blow out inside. And there we go. A working player, and I'm very happy indeed with this. I'm going to have to change all the settings. They've got virtual surround sound on there. I think that means. So let's just clear away some of this debris. Oh, we've got a cleaning cloth there. Let's have a move around. Yeah, so I'm very pleased with that, because this player, there it is there, £20 plus £4.45. So it was 29, and I put an offer in for 20 plus £4.45 for postage. 25 quid for a near mint condition Sony Minidisc MZ N710. Let's put a hold on for a second. Very, very happy with that indeed. So there's a bit of there was some markings on the sides, but I think that come from the case it was in. There's barely a scratch on that. It's a bit marked up on the back. Now, are they scratches? They could be, but one way or the other. I'm going to try not to get the spray on the label. Don't want to spray directly on the label. I'm not that fussed about the label. I don't want to spray so it gets under the label, if you see what I mean. Yeah, there might be scratches, but I'm not too fussed about it. It's just about as good a condition one as you can find without it being brand new and unused. I think they are light scratches. That bit I don't think is. Maybe it is. I can live with that, because this thing's in excellent condition otherwise. So look at that. So that's what we got for our £25, including postage, including the original carrying case, which is not in too bad a condition. I'll give that a polish up in a minute, with the belt clip, a box for Sonic Stage and the disc, and the original unused optical Toslink cable. So very happy with that. Thanks very much for sticking with me on this fixing video. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye.